Hi, welcome to the channel. Today's video is titled Jaguar Wright names female celebs that got infected at Diddy's party. Okay, interesting. We're going to check this together and I love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in.
Shout out to Magic Johnson, a real black billionaire who wasn't all freaked off, who actually made business, bank exchange, created dollars in real black neighborhoods so real black families could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
An advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G.
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names. And would nobody be able to sue me?
Oh, honey, Jaguar Wright is back at it again with allegations about men walking out here undetectable and spreading viruses. And y'all know that when she starts dropping names, she goes hard.
Which I know because I monitor. Went for 500 million. It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake. It was a really interesting night in Calabasas. There are tens of thousands of victims who have been waiting for justice for so long. Justice for Kim Porter, justice for Justin Bieber, justice for Cassie, justice for Tanya Rubin, justice for Little Rod, justice for Tierra Marie, even Princess Love for that matter. Justice for Biggie, Pac, Nipsey, Pimp C, my son Giovanni. I don't have enough breath in my lungs.
Well, she has been out here throwing verbal grenades at Diddy and the industry again. And the mess she's stirring up is crazy. According to Jack.
You know, one thing is Hollywood itself is just messy. It's just a messy one. And sometimes, like, behind the scenes, you will not want to know what's going on behind the scenes. Surface level, it may look cute, but behind the scenes, it's messy, it's crazy.
My lungs.
Well, she has been out here throwing verbal grenades at Diddy and the industry again. And the mess she's stirring up is crazy. According to Jaguar, those infamous Diddy parties were never just about champagne and good vibes, laced with drugs, cameras rolling, and power plays that could make anyone's skin crawl. She paints them as orgies where celebrities weren't just invited, they were compromised and infected with dangerous diseases.
Mary J. Blige, she's been there since the very beginning. She was pushing, 26 when she was having intimate physical engagement with Danny Boy, who was 15, 16 years old.
This Mary J. Blige, I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you, you young.
Allegedly, one of those tapes that Courtney Burgess say that he never saw was with Diddy, a very 16-year-old and a very 26-year-old Mary J. Blige.
But have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, many, honestly.
And so can you take us through like what goes on like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the T. Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money
Right.
and sex.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No!
That he was recording these?
He's the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen her put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak offs now,
Yeah.
that's something normal that happens in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Freak offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
How many times I got this is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear Pink and Young Miami has to bring across, that's
Like the two-seat.
And it's not just been Jaguar making all these claims, by the way. There have been more allegations that Young Miami has been passing around the virus, which she got from Diddy. Oh.
JT's basically coming out and saying that Young Miami is sleeping around with different guys, giving them AIDS.
Damn.
You know, and Future, Stefan Diggs is one of the people that got thrown out there. You know, she was with Diddy.
Child, whether you believe Jaguar or not is totally up to you. But what I can tell you is that it's an entire mess out there, and y'all better stay protected. Okay, as far as where all these allegations even began, the thing is, Jaguar did an interview where she praised businessman and former basketball player Magic Johnson, who had been open about his HIV diagnosis. She was like, shout out to Magic Johnson, a real black billionaire who wasn't all freaked off, who actually created dollars in black neighborhoods so real black families could have that opportunity just like everybody else. He faced that head up. He didn't stop. He didn't stop doing what he's done. How many dudes is running around undetectable? Now, because the conversations Jaguar was having in the interview were mostly about Diddy, people interpreted her comments to mean that Diddy was running around undetectable and that certain female celebs allegedly left those parties with infections and drama they couldn't wash off the next morning. Do we have proof? Absolutely not. But Jaguar doesn't seem to care about receipts. She knows dropping those bombshells keeps the blogs talking and the internet gasping. And honey, the way she says it all with her chest, you almost forget that it's all alleged. And like I said, it's not just been Jaguar Wright making all these claims, by the way. The rumor mill has gotten even nastier with whispers that Young Miami herself has allegedly been passing around the virus she supposedly got from Diddy. Now, let's pause because that's a wild accusation with zero proof attached. But you already know how these interwebs work. The streets don't wait for receipts. They just run with the messiest version of the story. I mean,
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, people don't. We live in a digital age where people don't really care about receipts. They just want to be like, oh, they heard this, and then oh, it automatically has to be the truth. But yeah, it's just what I've got to say, and I'm gonna say it again. With Hollywood, it's just messy. They present this glamour before us to our faces and makes it look good, but behind the scenes, there are real stuff or real things that goes on or happens, and I don't think any normal person live their life like that. No normal person lives their life like that. Just that only people will be like, well, since celebrities are doing this or they've seen this lifestyle portrayed by celebrities or whatever, then it's okay. Hello? It's Hollywood, right? It's called Hollywood for a reason. Entertainment. Some of them they actually forgot the difference between entertainment and real life. Some of them they use the entertainment lifestyle to infiltrate or to bring into the real world, so they don't even know the difference anymore. They just act upon it like, well, Hollywood seem to think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay, right? It's not. But still. Yeah. Sometimes people just run with news and be like, well, they heard it somewhere. It's okay. Then it has to be the truth. Receipts. Sometimes. Receipts. Yeah.
accusation with zero proof attached. But you already know how these interwebs work. The streets don't wait for receipts. They just run with the messiest version of the story. I mean, it doesn't help that Young Miami has been front and center in Diddy's life for years now. His arm candy, his city girl, his transporter, and the one who proudly called him her man even while people were side-eyeing the entire relationship. You know, JT was the one who first started pushing these allegations about Carisha. Like, she's the one who began hinting and spreading talk that Young Miami picked up the virus from someone who was out here passing it along. And if that's true, I mean, that's just not shade. That's a full-on betrayal of the City Girls brand. Besties turned frenemies, with JT supposedly airing out her partner in rhyme's business for the whole world to dissect. But that's not all. The rumor mill also said that Young Miami, Saucy Santana, and even his ex-boyfriend known as Chef D are tangled up in this storyline. And according to D, Diddy was out here hiding a diagnosis the whole time they were together. Child, personally, I wouldn't be surprised if more than just body fluids were being passed around at the freak-offs, because the things we've heard about what was going on were just wild. You all remember when Diddy was indicted, federal agents reported finding not only 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but also 3 AR-15s at Diddy's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. These items were reportedly part of a larger operation involving Diddy's freak-offs, where he allegedly hosted wild, drug-fueled parties. The indictment actually detailed the use of these supplies in extravagant gatherings, including controlled substances, extra linens, and lighting. It also went on to detail how Diddy threatened and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. He was also accused of using his staff, money, and influence to build his business empire and ultimately a criminal enterprise where he took part in a bunch of crimes not limited to forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Federal officers also noted how on numerous occasions from at least in or about 2009 and continuing for years, Diddy mistreated women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and them. In addition, the indictment went on to say that Diddy lured women in under the pretense of a relationship and forced them to engage in freak-offs using physical and other forms of force. The freak-offs were also described as elaborate and produced intimate performances that Diddy allegedly arranged, directed, during, and often electronically recorded. Then it noted how Diddy's staff often booked hotel rooms and stocked them in advance with hard stuff, baby oil, lubricant, sheets, and extra lighting. Apparently, allegedly, the freak-offs could last for days, and Diddy, together with the other people involved, would often receive IV fluids to recover from whatever they were using. The same IV fluids he had his mom using after probably several nights of partying. Anywho, there were also more details about what was going on in Cassie's lawsuit, where she described in detail how Diddy was prone to uncontrollable rage and he subjected her to savage acts in which he punched, kicked, and stomped her, how she was admitted to the hospital on several occasions, how she lost her memory because of how much Diddy used to lay hands on her, how she wanted to unalive herself, and how Diddy was forcing her to hook up with a succession of male hookers while he filmed the encounters. Near the end of
Let me just say this. We already know about a few or some of the details that were shared during Diddy's trial, right? And I just think that as much as it is good to hear some of this, I just think that sometimes it is also not good to hear some of this. You want to know why? Because people, regular people, would try to normalize this type of behavior, which is not, it doesn't even make any sense at all. Because people see it like, oh well, celebrities do this, so it's normal. Excuse you, it is not. It is not normal. I'm just gonna say that it is not. So I just wish that as much as we really wanted to know much about these details or know more about this, sometimes we shouldn't for our best interest. Yeah, people will still do it, but yeah, sometimes we shouldn't because no part of what we just heard or what we're hearing is normal.
Her to hook up with a succession of male hookers while he filmed the encounters. Near the end of their relationship in 2018, Cassie also accused Diddy of forcing his way into her home and forcing himself on her. Then there were the several other lawsuits that also went into more detail about the freak-offs. For instance, April Lampros described in detail 4 times Diddy acting like an animal towards her. The first time it allegedly happened was in 1995 after they met at a New York City bar. And April said that Diddy pressured her to drink alcohol. She allegedly felt uneasy after a few sips and was later guided to a car to leave with Diddy. Then, after arriving at a hotel where she continued to feel unwell, April was on a hotel bed when Diddy forced himself on top of her and began to forcibly kiss her. Allegedly, she said that when she turned her head, Diddy grabbed her face and continued to kiss her. Then he undressed her despite her attempts to tell him she felt unwell and her pleas for him to stop. Then she said that she passed out as Diddy continued to have his way. She also described a different encounter that involved Kim Porter, alleging that she was at Diddy's apartment in Manhattan with Kim after they had returned from a nightclub, and Diddy told them both to open their mouths and forced ecstasy down their throats. Then he forced them to hook up as he watched and got off from watching Kim and April. But it doesn't stop there for Diddy, because after forcing the two ladies to hook up, April added that Diddy proceeded to force himself on her. Honestly, given all these things that were going on, is it surprising that people possibly got infected? If the environment was really as wild and reckless as what has been claimed, with hard substances, unprotected encounters, and people allegedly being passed around, then is it really that shocking that people could have become infected? Well, what concerns me even more isn't even the freak-off stories themselves. It's the names that keep getting dropped in connection to Diddy. We're talking about some of the biggest women in the game: Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Cassie, Young Miami, Kim Porter, Jennifer Lopez, Mary J. Blige, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Is it possible that these women and many others were infected? I don't know. At the end of the day, Jaguar's allegations feed into a bigger storm surrounding Diddy. Some dismiss her as a bitter truth teller gone rogue, while others swear she's exposing what insiders have whispered for years. But regardless, the streets are asking, if even a fraction of what she is saying is true, how many careers, reputations, and lives were tied up in the chaos of those infamous parties? And how many more should be held accountable?
Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Or for Justin Bieber alone.
I mean, the whole situation is messy, chaotic, and dripping in allegations that may never fully be proven. What started as whispers about Diddy's wild parties has spiraled into health rumors, broken friendships, and some of the biggest female names in the industry being dragged into the mud. And while some of this may just be gossip spun out of control, the fact that Diddy's already facing convictions and his empire is unraveling makes it all feel a little too close to possible. But what do you think about all these names being dropped with regards to them getting infected at the freak-offs? Do you think there could be truth to these allegations? Drop those thoughts in the comments section below.
Well, here is my 2 cents that I'm just gonna share or say. Yeah, for the celebrities, none of them attended the freak off party. Like they said, none of them attended the freak off party because they didn't, right? So, how many of them will come and say, "Oh, they attended the freak off party"? None. They didn't know there was a freak off party, right? But they attended this party. So here is the thing with Hollywood. Of course, everybody wants to protect their reputation and all that jazz. But I still believe that Hollywood, some of the things that happens or goes on in Hollywood is just messy. Is just what they call it, how they call it. They just filled with glamour, and that's what they want to portray. They want to present to you, right? So regular people would try to also normalize it, even though some of the celebrities are also trying to normalize some things that are not normal, that you living in the regular world or in the normal world don't even do at all. But still, but still, I still believe that all of this, all of this with Hollywood, everything going on and all that jazz, sometimes proof, and sometimes we really don't want to, we really don't need to hear some of these things. We really don't want to hear it. That's just the truth. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.